Hello everybody, Raven Knight here, and welcome to another episode of How to Build. This is a series where I teach you guys how to make my created For Honor characters, and today is going to be a very special treat for you guys. So many of you may know that in my more recent hero building series, I built my entire family, including myself and an imagined sister that we came up with. But today, I want to share with you guys how to make 3 of my friends. See, I have 3 very good friends of mine who help me with the channel and who just support me as I've been going through a lot of stuff lately, and I decided to make them in For Honor. Now, their names are Hannah, Jay, and Aaron. So I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make them because I decided to take some characters in For Honor and make them. Now, I'll go ahead and do full disclosure. Only Hannah has helped me make hers. Hannah was the one who sat down and helped me make hers. So she's the only one who's given me any input. The rest I had to come up with by myself. So Jay and Aaron, if you guys watch this later and you disagree with anything I say here, please let me know and I'll make the appropriate edits. But I did want to make these characters. So I will now teach you guys how to make Hannah, Jay, and Aaron. Let's start with Hannah since she's the first one that I worked on. So Hannah, her favorite character in For Honor is actually Peacekeeper, but since I already made my mom a Peacekeeper, she wanted to do a different character and she chose Aphira because that is her second favorite character. Now, when doing Aphira, we had a while talking about the kind of design and overall look, and when we came up with this one, we went with the Supreme set. She actually said that she liked the Supreme set a lot. She said that it was probably her favorite. And because it's so intricate and designed already, she didn't feel like there needed to be a whole lot of detail like paint patterns or embossing or things like that. So you won't see a lot of that here. So be prepared. This is going to be very quick and easy. To make Hannah, you need the Supreme Helm, Supreme Chest, and Supreme Arms. You need the Avant-Garde Ingenuity Head, Avant-Garde Ingenuity Shaft, and Avant-Garde Ingenuity Shield. That's it. For the traits, default 1, obviously, and for the skin color, do the 4th one down, that dark skin color right there. That was what Hannah requested. So there you go. You want that dark skin color right there. I don't know why you're not going to be able to see it with this outfit. It won't show you Aphira's skin color with this one, but go with that black one right there. For the chest and back, you want nothing. For the right shoulder, nothing. Left shoulder, nothing. Standards, nothing. And left arm, nothing. Like I said, really easy. She was telling me, like, looking at this, you don't need to change a whole lot. A whole lot of this does not need to be altered. So there you go. We just decided to keep it as is. Pretty simple. For the ornament, we went with the Crest of Honoris, which you get from the For Honor Anniversary Year 6 Season 4. If you were not around to get that, that's fine. There are a few others you can choose from. You can go with the Radiant Seal. You can go with the Gaule's Keepsake, or you could go with the Gazelle Crown. I think any of those would be fine. You could also go with Glimmering Night Sky. Any of those would be okay. But if you have the Crest Honoris, get that one. For the material, rose gold. Hannah was very particular that she wanted rose gold. So get your rose gold color scheme get your rose gold material for this. For the color scheme, you want Prowling Fealty, which you get from completing tiers on the Ice Brawlers event pass. So you want to make sure that you get that color pattern, okay? All right, it's going to give you this nice pink and blue kind of look, which I think looks really, really nice. For the feats, we went with Gravity's Pull, Executioner's Respite, Speeding Comet, and Orbiting Shield. Hannah said that she liked these 2 for the damage they do, liked this one because it was funny, and liked this one because it just feels practical. For executions, we went with Fate's End, Horikos Pharmakos. And funny story behind this one, the reason we chose this one, I was the one who recommended it because when I actually got to meet Hannah IRL, because we live on other sides of the country, when I actually got to go and visit her, I spent a week with her and she got me to try her favorite dish, peanut butter and egg sandwich. It was disgusting. And I told her it was poison. And I said, that is you feeding the enemy player your peanut butter and egg sandwich. And Hannah explained, they'll learn to like it. So there you go. And then Divine Precision and Scholar of Death. Actually, this was hard because Hannah liked all of Aphira's executions. She had a hard time picking her favorite. For emotes, we went with Time to Kill and Graceful Balance because Hannah loved that handstand. And then we did Hysterical Laugh and Mace Flip. Pretty simple. Next up, signatures, we did the Agility Showcase because Hannah loved the spinning sort of handstand flip kind of thing. For effects, Golden Lights for Idol, but nothing else. And that is how you make Hannah the Aphira. Pretty easy stuff. Let me know in the comments if you're going to make her. And now we will move on to the next one. Hannah, I hope you liked it because we worked together on that. But now let's go to someone who did not help me work on this one. This is Jay. So if you don't know who Jay is my other artist friend besides Hannah. I haven't known Jay nearly as long, but he's a very good friend of mine. He has drawn a lot of great stuff for the channel. In fact, he is the one who's drawing all the For Honor characters that I'm using for my thumbnails in the new For Honor Hero Reanalyze series. So big thank you to Jay for that. So of course I had to make his character in For Honor as well. After going through the characters with him, he liked Kyoshin the best, and I can see why, because believe it or not, he looks a bit like Kyoshin. Same hairstyle, just same kind of thin build. I really think that this fits him very well. So I'm going to show you guys how to make Jay with Kyoshin. So you need the Kuchiyose alternate helm, and the reason you want this one is because honestly, that is the closest one to Jay's actual hairstyle, believe it or not. This hairstyle is actually pretty close to Jay's, so I thought that would work really well. Plus, Jay liked the blindfolded look. He's, because Jay's a Christian, and he liked the idea of, walk by faith, not by sight. I thought that was very clever, and so did he. So we went with the Kuchiyose alternate helm, Shisei chest, and Shisei arms, because Jay is into the Japanese armor as well. For the weapon, we went with Tranquility Blade, Ryujin's Favor Guard, and Ryujin's Favor Scabbard. I just thought that was a very intricate, very cool scabbard and sword design, so we went with that. Next, for the traits. Skin color can be default. Chest, I went with the Heretic Believer 3 paint pattern. No symbol, no embossing. For the ornament, I went with the Belligerent Pathos. The Belligerent Pathos, which you get from the Belligerent Shepherd Illustrious outfit. We'll get to the why in a minute. For the right shoulder, Meniscus. You want the Meniscus paint pattern, which you get at Reputation 10. And you want the Fallen Protector 1 symbol. The Fallen Protector 1 symbol, okay? For the left shoulder, the same thing. You want Meniscus at Reputation 10 and Fallen Protector 1. Make sure you get that, okay? For the material, black iron. However, there is an override. Everything is black iron except the head. The head is firewood because Jay's actual hair color is closest to firewood. So we went with the firewood color. For back, you want the Heretic Believer 3 paint pattern again and nothing else. For the legs, okay, you want the Belligerent Herd 3, which you get from the Belligerent Shepherd Illustrious outfit. And you want the Heretic Collapse 3, which you get from the Year 7 Season 1 Battle Pass. Okay? And then finally, for the color scheme, you want Shadows, which you get at Reputation 11, Level 18. You want shadows. All right, so the reason I went with this color scheme is because Jay, a lot of his designs that we've seen him do involve the color blue. So I thought that blue would work well. And the reason we went with the Belligerent Lamb aspect is for a very good reason. It's a biblical reason, and we'll get to that as we explain more. Now for the feats, go with the default feats. They are all fine for him. They are all fine for our boy Jay. For executions, we went with Celestial Discipline. Can't Catch Me. I went with this one specifically because I've seen Jay do tumbles and rolls before, and I thought that would be funny. Relentless Windstorm. Might of the Winds. All right, so went with these. I thought these were all really good. Can't Catch Me specifically I wanted to be for Jay because I've seen him do these tumbles and rolls before. Emotes, Through the Veil, and Hallowed Ground. And then for free roam, Solemn Bow, Divine Interference. Boop. Thought that was funny. All right, so for signature, On My Honor. And finally for effects, the Belligerent Lamb, on everything but executions. Instead, for executions, you want Shadow Cult. Now, why the Belligerent Lamb? Why do we do that? Jay and I are Christian, and we believe in the idea of guiding the sheep. We are the lost sheep, and Jesus is the shepherd. And so I thought that using the lamb would be an excellent way to embody the idea of shepherds or shepherding people. So I thought that that would work really well for Jay. So that is how you build Jay. Let me know what you think, guys. Will you guys be trying to make Jay out of your own Kyoshins? Let me know in the comment section down below. And we will move on to the final friend we're going to talk about, Aaron. All right, so let's talk Aaron for a second. Aaron and I have been friends for a long time. He isn't an artist. He doesn't draw stuff for me. He's a writer, and we sometimes bounce ideas around. But more than anything, Aaron is just a good guy to talk to. He is a very friendly person. We share similar interests and hobbies and beliefs. We sometimes butt heads over things, but I mean, like I said, the best friends do. And I figured if I was going to make him in For Honor, who would it be? Well, you guys know Aaron on the streams as Parrot Captain Aaron. You know, he's the parrot captain because he likes pirates. And I would have made him a pirate, but all the pirates are female gender locked, and the male pirate doesn't look a thing like him. So with the new parrot effect, I decided to make him a Highlander because, well, Aaron's a pretty tall guy, and I thought this would fit, and he did say that he did not mind being Scottish. So I will now teach you guys how to make Aaron. You need the Britty helm, the Druringer chest, and the Ogma arms. So I'll go through that again. Britty helm, Druringer chest, Ogma arms, okay? For the sword, the Lupine gift blade, the Chimera Anam Kara hilt, and Belisama guard. So the blade will look like this, okay? That's how you make this design. Now for the effect. Now for the everything else. You need default skin tone. You could go with the second one here, but default or this one are fine. For the left arm, you want the Celtic Pattern 3 paint pattern, which you get from Sacred Animals Mythic outfit. You don't need a symbol, but you do need the My First Mate embossing, which you get from the Crashing Waves event Mythic outfit. So make sure you get the parrot. For the ornament, you need My First Mate ornament, which you get from the Crashing Waves event Mythic outfit as well. For the right shoulder, you need the Abyssal Scourge 2 paint pattern. And you need the Abyssal Horrors 1 symbol. It's going to look really cool because it's going to look like you have this sort of paint with a tattoo right in the middle. I think that looks really sick. And then on the left shoulder, you want the Abyssal Scourge 2 again, but this time you want the My First Mate 5. So you got the very serious and then the very silly. So I think that works really well. For the material, you're going to do Cinnabar as the main material, but with some overrides. You want light brown for the head, and then base for the left shoulder and right shoulder, okay? So Cinnabar for everything else, but for the head, light brown, for the left shoulder and right shoulder, base, okay? For the chest, you want the Theta Waves 3 paint pattern, which you get from the Creatures of the Deep Elite outfit. No symbol, but you want the Frozen Anchors embossing, which you get from the Year 5 Season 4 Battle Pass. So everyone should have that. For the standards, you want the Apocalyptic Spell 3, which you get from the Monsters of the Otherworld event Week 3 pass. If you do not have that, you can easily replace it with the Abyssal Scourge 3 paint pattern. And, oh, sorry, I messed up. And for the symbol, you want My First Mate 2, because it's going to sit right there on the cloth, which I think is cool. And then for the paint pattern, I went with Fervent Fever. Fervent Fever, because my buddy Aaron, he is a big Georgia Bulldogs fan. So I thought that would be good. But if you want a different one for him, there is an alternative. 1 second. You can also give him Florida. Now, that's not because he lives in Florida. He lives in Georgia, but Florida's kind of tropical and beachy, and you could definitely say that fits with the birds better, because if you use Florida, look up at the ornament now. Look up at his ornament. It now looks like it's the proper color for his parrot. So it is really up to you. You can either go with the Florida paint pattern, which you get from the Splatter Battle outfit, and it will bring vibrancy to the birds, and I think that's totally fine. Or you can go with the Fervent Fever, which is the Georgia Bulldog color. It is really up to you which one you want to do, okay? I'll keep the Florida one so that you guys can see how that looks and you guys can decide for yourselves. Although I will say it does affect the patterns up here. All right. For the feats, I went with Rush, Bear Trap, Second Wind, and Spear Storm. All the original feats. Why? They actually have reason. Rush. If you know anything about Aaron, he's always working and always running from place to place doing his job. For Bear Trap, he is trapped in his job. He needs to get out of it. Second Wind. The man always has to get his second wind in everything. Like, he'll fall asleep and then, got my second wind. For Spear Storm, it's just the best fourth feat for Highlander. Why would I give him anything else? I mean, are you kidding? All right. For executions, Fatal Toss. Northern Brutality. Friend Foe Forehead. And Sound. I thought that was fitting. So I chose Sound because Aaron likes a good alcohol. In fact, he works in alcohol delivery. Friend Foe Forehead because, like I said, me and Aaron butt heads a lot, and I thought that was just fitting. Northern Brutality because it's quick, simple, and to the point. And Fatal Toss because I like it. For emotes, Jackdaw's Shanty and Land Ho, to go with that pirate kind of theme. For combat, Last Stand and Heavy Swing. For signatures, I went with Sylvan Brew. And for effects, every single one of them will be my first mate, which calls in the pirate parrot Aaron. I mean, why would I give him anything else? Because he is the parrot pirate Aaron. And that is how you make the pirate parrot Aaron, my friend. That is actually everybody. That's how you make Jay, Hannah, and Aaron. What do you guys think? Will you guys be making these characters yourselves? Will you guys try to make my three friends? Oh, and while we're here, I will say that I may try to make some other builds for some of my YouTube friends like Professor POV, Havoc, Wexra, Raptor X, Spooky Wizard, some of these other folks who I've met and really worked with throughout the years. So would really like to make them as well if they would like. I'll ask them, of course, before I do. Not that it's going to be that hard to make folks like Wexra or Havoc. They kind of already gave me builds to work with. But still, it might be something I might enjoy doing just to experiment and have a good time. But let me know if you guys would like to watch that too. Anyway, that is all I have time for today. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, I will see you in my next video. Take care.